California Democratic Congressman Mike Levin joins us now for more. So, Congressman, give me a snapshot of the Democratic Party right now. There's a big night last week for the election night. Felt like the party had momentum for the first time in quite some time. And then we see this cave from Senate Democrats over the weekend with the shutdown. What is the state of your party?
Well, Perry, I would say that when we are united, we do extremely well. And that was the lesson that I took from a week ago when we saw, everybody from my dear friends, Abigail Spanberger in Virginia, Mikey Sherrill in New Jersey, in California, of course, with Prop 50, all the way to Zohran Mamdani in New York. When we have that breadth as opposed to factions, we win, and we win big. We also win big when we focus on affordability and driving down costs for everyday Americans. That's something that this administration has completely failed to do. And that's why, frankly, I'm very disappointed in what the Senate is sending us. It does nothing to address the ongoing healthcare crisis that Republicans created earlier this summer and that we absolutely need to fix.
So let's talk about leadership. You posted on X, quote, Chuck Schumer has not met this moment and Senate Democrats would be wise to move on from his leadership. Who do you want to see leading in the Senate?
Well, that's not up to me, Perry. That's clearly up to Senate Democrats what they choose to do. But it's unclear whether Leader Schumer either couldn't get his caucus to be united or wouldn't get them united. In either event, it's a huge problem. And I'm so proud to be a member of the House Democratic Caucus because, by and large, we have stayed together these last number of weeks. Well, Mike Johnson, as you said at the open, has kept his members home for 7 straight weeks. Extraordinary abdication of their responsibility as elected officials. It's impossible to negotiate when the other side isn't even around. I'm on the Appropriations Committee, Perry, and we're supposed to be working through these appropriations bills, and the other side's just MIA. And it's no way to get anything done, whether on health care or anything else.
I mean, I know you don't have a say because you're in the House, but in the Senate, I mean, if you had to advise any senators on who should be the leader for your party, I mean, you said that it's not Chuck Schumer. So I'm imagining if you said it's not Chuck Schumer, you're thinking of somebody else. Who else could it be?
Well, I think new leaders should emerge over time. And, ultimately, as I said, the Senate has to make that determination who would be best positioned to lead in this moment. To keep everybody together, as Jeffries has done in the House of Representatives, along with Catherine Clark and Pete Aguilar, our leadership team. But let me say this. Let's not forget that we have a looming healthcare crisis, and this bill has done absolutely nothing to address it. And just because John Thune says he will hold a vote in December, even if that vote were to get 60, Perry, and they send it over to the House, there is absolutely no guarantee that Mike Johnson would take it up in the House. In fact, the history shows us Johnson does not advance bipartisan popular legislation lest he anger Donald Trump. And so long as that's the case, all of those Senate Democrats who voted for that deal, I just don't understand how they reached that conclusion that somehow this would be leading to a positive outcome. We continue to fight for the health care of the American people, Perry. I have literally hundreds of constituents who have personally reached out to me in our office. Their premiums are doubling. They're tripling in some cases. You've got people who are considering taking early Social Security to pay for the balance between what they paid in 2025, what they're going to have to pay in 26. You've got others who are worried about going bankrupt because of medical debt, and still others who don't think they can afford any of it and are going to be off of health care. And that impacts all of us, Perry. It impacts you and me and everybody else in this country with health insurance. If you have millions of people who all of a sudden aren't in the system, everyone else has higher costs, everyone else has a higher wait at the hospital or with a doctor. This is a disaster for the American healthcare system. And I don't buy for 1 second, Perry, that Donald Trump has any actual desire to send checks or money to the American people, just like they never got the DOJ refund, just like they're never going to get a tariff refund. They're not going to see a dime. All you're going to see is the Republicans offer junk health care plans, not actual quality, affordable health care.
So time is running short very quickly here with my final question. How would you characterize the decision of the Democratic caucus, those 8 senators who decided to cave and vote to reopen the government?
Capitulation. You know, obviously, a lot of them are not going to have to face the voters, their constituents. Again, I know that's a number of them. But you know, again, we don't want to see anybody suffer. This administration chose to withhold SNAP. They still, even now, are choosing to withhold SNAP using hunger as leverage. A lot of what Sean Duffy is doing, I saw him in the lead up here, in all my respect in the world to our air traffic controllers, but I have no idea how much of what he is doing is truly necessary versus political. I will tell you that this administration seems not to care who they hurt as much as they care about having leverage to try to win a political, round. And this is real people's lives that we're dealing with here. So everybody wants to see the government reopen, but we have to address the fact that millions of Americans have already received their letters saying their health care premiums will double, triple, or worse. Open enrollment is right now, Perry, and people are going to start paying those bills next month. And that's when a lot of folks are going to decide not to be part of that system. So we're going to keep pushing in the House for an up or down vote. If Johnson won't do it, we'll try to do it via discharge petition. But the great likelihood here is that Johnson will not allow the vote in the House, even if it happens in December, as Thune says. It's unbelievably disappointing.
Congressman Mike Levin, thank you for your time.